wilderness and God's providence. There are many nomadic communities in the world. Bedouin is one of the nomadic communities in the Middle East. Their life is very interesting. Does anyone know why? They have no permanent home. The Bedouins are a nomadic tribe. They raise cattle and live in the wilderness. Their life is very tough and they are always on the move. They have been moving for generations, so their culture is different from that of other people who are settled in one place. Life in the wilderness is very difficult. It's very hot. There is no water. Because there is no water, farming is not possible. The sand is dead. And so, nothing grows there. Food and water becomes very precious in the desert. There are no hospitals and no pharmacies. Not many people make it till the end because the weather condition is very dangerous. When Moses was leading the Israelites from Egypt, they lived in these situations for 40 years. They were living like nomads for 40 years. Moses had to depend on God every time there was a crisis. One day, there was no water, and the people were crying to Moses. At that time, God told Moses to touch a rock with his staff. And Moses touched. Wow! Water began flowing from the rock. In the wilderness, their life totally changed. There is no one to help in the wilderness. There are no supermarkets and no air conditioner. So they had to totally depend on God for everything. In Egypt, they lived a permanent life in a house. But now they are living in tents, moving all the time. In Egypt, they had many things in their home. They saved food and clothes. In the wilderness, there was nothing in the tent. They were not working for food every day. God gave them food every day. And this food cannot be stored. Every day, manna came from heaven. Their only focus was to reach the promised land. They walked for 40 years by faith. The wilderness was not only a place of danger, but also a place of God's providence. Dependence on God kept the community safe amidst all dangers. We also need to realize that we are called to live by faith, depending on God. Today, God calls us to change our lives and depend on God, asking God's leading in all that we do every day. Repeat after me. Depend on God and walk by faith. Repeat after me. Depend on God and walk by faith. Repeat one more time. Depend on God and walk by faith. God bless you and enjoy the rest of the program. See you again. Bye-bye.